Hello, everyone. This is Stephanie with Raw, and we're coming from Into the Looking Glass in Las Vegas, my little transformation salon and boutique. And I try with this, we're just doing some raw talking, and keep in mind, this is some of my opinion, but my guest's opinion. I like to do interviews with different people. So this person, they have to keep their identity kind of secret because of who they are. We're just going to call him Mr. X, but he is what we would call that dirty word, tranny chaser or admirer. Um, he is about 40 years old, give or take. And he's not local here in Vegas. He travels all over the world and everything. So I thank you for coming in. I've known you for a long time. And so tell us from a guy's perspective, what attracts you to T girls and what type of T girl do you get turned on by?
I get turned on by any T girl.
Any, it doesn't matter if they're a
Nope,
cross dresser or trans.
nope, it does not.
What is it that turns you on?
Uh, Everything. The fact that, first of all, they have a dick
Yeah,
and that they dress up and portray their feelings as a female.
cool, cool. So, are you? And I know this is a rude question to ask, but I'm just curious because I've known you a long time. I know a lot of stuff about you, but there's other things I don't know about you. So, are you more of a bottom, a top, or does it just depend on the moment?
I'm more of a top, but it does depend on the situation.
Okay. And when did you first start getting attracted to T girls? What started it, or do you know?
I really don't know, but the internet played a big part, in that and porn. And
Are you a porn addict?
no, not
Not really. Some guys
necessarily.
are, some are.
I am a full blown pervert
Define
and
that.
probably a sex addict.
Okay, so define pervert because you have to in this day
I
and age.
am comfortable in any situation, pretty much with anybody.
Oh, so are you technically, would you be considered bisexual then?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. And so this started like maybe with the internet then you were saying?
Yeah. I mean,
When did you see your first T girl? Like in person, not just in pictures or online?
probably in the early 80s in the Tenderloin in San Francisco.
Oh, you were young.
Yep.
Oh, so you're a little older than 40 then. I was thinking you were around 40. Okay, not much older, but a little older.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, so you grew up in a crazy area.
Well, I was visiting.
Oh, okay. And what did your mom and dad think about that, or did you say anything?
My parents never knew,
Oh, wow.
and they're
Okay.
both deceased.
So you you've been married before, you have kids.
Yes.
Okay. So you've told me once before you weren't ever interested in getting married again. Um, if you found the right T girl, would you marry her?
No, I truly will never marry again.
And was that because you were burned so bad by
Yeah, just it's not all it's cracked up to be. I see
relationships,
myself
marriage?
more now as, poly, you know, non-monogamous person, and
Yeah, you
that
like
doesn't
going to the sex
and
parties, the
that doesn't
swinger
get
parties.
along with being married.
You like going to the swinger parties, the sex parties.
I do.
Cool, cool. So, I take it that you like to be on your knees every now and then too, worshiping one of the girls.
I'm never against that
You're
either.
never against that. Well, that's kind of good to know. I like that. You're really good looking. Um, I'm sorry we have to put the mask on you, but I know you like to protect your identity because do you still look at some of this as taboo?
Not taboo, but not necessarily uh, approved in all of the areas that I travel.
Okay. So you just kind of, in case you come across some born again Christian that's not into this, they can't judge you overly hard.
Exactly.
I love it. And the little mask, I mean, I live for the. If you saw this, you would laugh with it. It's not the most masculine thing over someone's head, but
Certainly
you
not.
probably would get off on this some way or another, being the pervert that you
I
are.
was thinking that
Um,
pig's ears would have been more appropriate.
so have you've been with regular men?
Yes.
Okay, so what is explain to the guys out here that like the T girls, um, but they're nervous about it all. Explain the differences between a regular guy and a T girl.
You know, ideally, there isn't really any difference. We're all just one.
We're all just one. So you mean we're just human?
Yep.
Yeah. So a hairy butthole doesn't matter to you any more than a smooth butthole.
Well, I do prefer a smooth butthole.
Yeah.
I'm hair aversive.
So ass fucking's ass fucking, and cock sucking's cock sucking,
Absolutely.
and the rest of it is more about how you get along with them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
well, yeah, I think a lot of guys that like the girls are kind of like you out there. Um, and I've seen a lot of admirers end up what I would call going full on gay, meaning that they end up settling down with someone that is very masculine or male with the beard and the whole thing. And you're one of those guys, you're very masculine. And I was just talking in another interview about the gay guys looking more straight now and the straight guys looking more femme now. And I guess the bisexual guys are kind of in between it all. I don't know. But I mean, you work out, you run, you do all of that kind of stuff, you keep yourself in shape. So what's some of the weirdest stuff you've done? And be honest, this is raw now. We want to
Um,
hear it.
I don't know that anything. I don't feel like any of it's weird. Again,
Well, too. So,
being perverted is just
well,
being
what's the most
perverted.
perverted thing you've done then?
Oh, probably, at a sex club in a big giant puddle of people and
Like
playing
a
with.
puddle of people, meaning pee, or just
No, a
people?
puddle of people.
So
Yeah,
you're
just
not into the golden shower or the
people.
browning?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. Well,
Yep,
that's good. You're just like kind of old fashioned, and you like the dick and
absolutely.
the ass and the puss, a little bit
Pleasure is
titty.
pleasure. Urine is urine.
Yeah, urine's urine. I've never understood any of that, but everyone has their kink. So, you like to what they call dog pile.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, where a bunch of people are together and they're on
Yep.
top of each other.
And there's a
That's
lot of groaning and grooving and all kinds of fun stuff going on.
that sounds hot. That can be hot. I think we've all had our chance, all of us that's lived in Vegas, to do something like that. I mean, it can't just let the gay men get into the orgies or the
Exactly.
swinger couples. I mean, the rest of us has to be able to do something too. So, what is some advice for guys that like the T girl or T woman? What's some advice you give to guys what to watch out for and what to do?
Oh, I mean, we all have to watch out for people that are going to scam you and treat
Right.
you poorly. But just be kind and speak your words and tell
That
people
would
what you want.
get you more honey
If you
than
speak what you
flies.
want and what you expect,
Mhm.
it usually comes your way.
That's cool. Well, you're a really nice guy too. So, I mean, it's all the good-looking guys usually are really nice from what I've experienced. Some of the ugly ones too,
You
but
don't ever want to be
let's define
offensive.
what ugly
Yeah,
is
let's not be
anymore.
offensive anyway.
No, I mean, I've seen some of the when I used to go to the swing club, some of the not so attractive guys were extremely, extremely sweet. So nothing overly kinky you want to share with us? Like any
No.
three ways? None of that?
Again, I've done pretty much everything, and I don't find any of it kinky anymore.
So you've been to Mexico
Just all. I have been around the world.
and never left a hotel room. I love that.
Exactly.
Anyway, I just want to thank you, Mr. X, for all of this. And maybe some of the guys out there can see some of them themselves in this, and I I understand the whole world's not ready for guys. I think they have choices nowadays, unlike years ago. I think a guy can go with a female, another guy, a T, or themselves. And I think guys need to realize that they there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of options for them nowadays. And I do understand that, especially in certain work fields and stuff, you have to protect yourself, um, because otherwise it can lead to a lot of problems in business. So I get it.
Absolutely.
I get it. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.